Hello friends of YouTube, we are back in the kitchen and this time we're gonna work with a pumpkin. We're gonna make a delicious pumpkin soup. So you can carve some or some of them you just turn into a wonderful, delicious soup. Let's do this. This is a small pumpkin. Be able to get 2 pounds of product out of there. I will go this way. It could go either way actually. Let me break this up. We're not carving it, we're just cutting into it. Just be careful because it's pretty tough and you don't want to cut yourself. Open it up. Looks good on the inside, smells good. The seeds are typically cleaned, dried and toasted and they are very rich in protein from what I understand. Waste not, want not. That shall be another video. You remove the seed and some of that fiber. And I'm gonna set the seeds aside and deal with them later for snacks. Great source of protein. If you guys are interested, leave me a note below the video. And the more interest I have into a subject, the faster I will produce that video for you guys. Lots of seeds, it would be a shame to get rid of this, but well, if you're not going to do anything with them, at least take them to your compost bin if you have one. I'm going to peel this. Again, be careful, it's fairly tough, so you want to make sure that you do not cut yourself. And then you peel the skin. You can peel it little pieces. Now remember, this is a fairly small one. You see that fiber here, I'm going to scrape it off. But you don't want to remove the meat, if I call it that. You don't have to go too deep, just most of the fiber. The rest will cook off and stay in the soup. Voila. And then the thin peel from the outside will go into the compost bin. A larger one with a thicker wall of meat will be easier actually. So now that it's been all seeded and peeled, I'm cubing it. So cubing it, don't have to be even, roughly, so it cooks more evenly and faster. So that's my main ingredient, my main flavor, pumpkin. And then I will peel my roasted potato. You can do 1, you can do 2, depending on the size of it. It is a medium size. I shall peel it and cube it and get it ready to go into the liquid. So we got our cubed pumpkin, potato cubed. Nothing gotta be exact, this is all the base. And my 1 quart of water for the 2 pounds of approximately. My potato is to thicken it a little bit, but without changing the flavor profile of the soup. And I will get the onion as well, diced onion. Actually, I'm going to use the onion that I've used for my demo earlier, those onions. Then I will use 2 cubes of vegetarian broth. I like to keep my vegetable soups vegetarian, vegan as much as possible, or lacto-vegetarian if I add some cream and butter at the end, but that's an option. You can make a delicious soup without going there. In my opinion, it's better with cream, but I do not use an animal stock, chicken, beef, for a otherwise all vegetarian product. That doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't add all that much flavor to it, and yet I can share that soup with anybody that is not omnivore like I am. So you could use your own made vegetable stock or water and adjust the seasoning. You got a lot of flavors in this product. So that's what we're gonna do, and I'll finish it with a little bit of freshly grated, but you can use ground nutmeg and a little bit of cinnamon for extra flavor and accent. But I still don't want to bury the flavor profile of the pumpkin, the main ingredient of the soup. So I'll get all this in the pot and cooking will begin. I added the water to the pot. Now, 1 quart of water, 2 pounds of pumpkin, approximately. Make sure everything is submerged. Those will reduce some moisture as well. If necessary, we'll add a little bit of water. Onions, and I'm gonna add maybe a cup of water. I want to make sure that all the vegetables are fully submerged when I start the soup. Shape, size, volume, so you need to adjust. The recipe is a guideline to get you started. Now it looks like we have enough, but I will add now the cube, and they will dissolve, and then we'll stir as we go. The 2 cubes of vegetable base. Remember that contains salt, so you want to make sure that all this is well dissolved, and later we'll adjust the salt part of it, so we can take in consideration the base whenever you use a base, unless it is a low sodium base. So I'm gonna move it to the stove top. Now adding the grated nutmeg. Fresh grated nutmeg is always more fragrant than the ground variety. Watch your fingers, no grated fingers. And if you use ground, use about 1/2 teaspoon. And we're gonna use a teaspoon of ground cinnamon. Teaspoon of cinnamon. You wanna be careful not to go over with these dry spices, they're pretty potent. And again, we don't wanna totally mask the flavor of your original product. I'm gonna cook this all together, blend those flavors before I do the testing. Another 10 minutes on the stove. Now it's fully cooked, time to finish it. You could carefully use a blender. Now the food processor, or use one of those little gadgets here. Immersion blender. They come very handy because you don't have to move the product. Just keep it in the pot you cooked it in. And I'm gonna add a little cream to it, adjust the seasoning, and voila. See the blade turning here? So that's all it is. You can use the same pot. After that, you can adjust the seasoning. You can adjust the thickness. If you want a little thinner, you may want to add milk besides the cream. So right now I'm making like a puree. Everything is cooked. So I'm gonna add the cream now. You can add heavy cream. Make sure heavy cream, sour cream to your liking. If you want to thin it down a bit, add a little bit more milk. You're adding the heavy cream, heavy whipping cream. You notice how quickly it makes it thinner. Look at this beautiful color. Oh yeah, that's a happy soup. Look at this beautiful color. It smells so good. Nice smooth. Excellent puree soup. And now let's have a taste. A wonderful soup. Nice and thick, but you could make it thinner. Let's check this out. Wonderful smell. Nice and hot, creamy. Perfect. I get the taste of the pumpkin, just a little hint of cinnamon and nutmeg, creamy, just around the sodium. Enjoy. Don't forget to leave me a comment, trying to engage my followers, and let me know what other video you would like to see, what you would like to learn, what you would like to, or comment or share your experiences. I'd love to hear from you. Have fun cooking. Just again, these are basic recipes. You can alter them. This is not baking a pastry, which is more of a science, and you have to be careful when you start changing the recipes. But in cooking, so delicious. See you soon. Take care.